Folks, we'll continue to move on here to our next award to give out this evening. As everyone knows, the sport of racing is all about teamwork. It's a combined effort that results in the coveted trip to victory lane if all the factors align. The first step begins with turning out a car that's capable of winning, and that begins with the guys in the trenches, the guys under the tent. I would like to ask USF2000 and Pro Mazda Technical Director Craig Brooks to please come join me on the stage to give out our next awards. Folks, we'll begin with USF2000 for the Mechanic of the Year. These candidates consistently presented a package within the USF2000 rules, one that was capable of winning. The nominees for this year's USF2000 IndyCar Mechanic of the Year are Fran Riley of Andretti Autosport, Francisco Navarro of Cape Motorsports and Wayne Taylor Racing, Dave Lehman of Velarde Auto Racing, Brian Rizzo of Pabst Racing Services, and Jay Green of J Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, and this year's IndyCar Mechanic of the Year is Dave Lehman of Velarde Auto Racing. You gotta teach the tech guys how to do photo ops. Come on, get in here. You'll do better on the next one. Folks, moving on to Pro Mazda. Here are your candidates for IndyCar Mechanic of the Year. Fred Michael of Andretti Autosport. AJ Smith of Andretti Autosport. Roger Kosick of Team Culture. Alejandro Yuncos of Yuncos Racing. Scott Church of JDC Motorsports. Dave Hoppel of JDC Motorsports. And Kevin Harrison of World Speed Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Pro Mazda IndyCar Mechanic of the Year is Fred Michael of Andretti Autosport. Congratulations, Fred. Well done.
Wow, Fred.
Good job, Fred. Good job. Folks, USF2000 this year was absolutely unbelievable. In 2013, the series saw 13 different drivers representing 9 teams all stand on the podium this year. We also saw a 100% win record in the national class for Andretti Autosport. Teams that were on the podium: Andretti Autosport, Afterburner, Velarde, Cape, J Motorsports, JDC, Pabst Racing Services, PRL, and Z Sports Midwest with Team E Racing. All those drivers on there, all those teams on the podium this year. That's amazing. Well done, guys. Folks, let's kick things off here with our USF2000 National Class presented by SCCA Enterprises and their award recipients. I'd like to invite Jason Penix, Director of the Development Series of IndyCar and Anderson Promotions, to help with the presentations. Folks, this driver recently picked up a pair of wins, his first pair of wins at Mazda Raceway in Laguna Seca in his rookie season. Racing out of the Alliance Autosport Camp, please welcome your national class runner-up from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Ryan Vera. Ryan, not here? You can take that with you, Jason, it's yours. Let's move to the next one. Let's grab our next trophy. We'll put that one back. Ryan not making the trip here with us, so we hopefully was going to be here. Let's move on to number one, folks. This dual-owner driver led his Alliance Autosport team to a record-setting perfect season of wins and also broke the record for the most national class victories in a year. Please welcome the 2013 national class champion, Mr. Scott Reddick. We will be doing more photos, of course, with all of our champions at the end of the day, so please hang around so we can get some more photos taken. Folks, we're going to move on now to our championship class. We have some team trophies to hand out. I'd like to invite up Series Manager Michelle Kish. Folks, finishing third in the team championship after picking up their second win today and claiming 4 additional podiums and 7 top 5 finishes, please welcome team owners Brian Tomasi and Tim Walsh, accepting for Afterburner Autosports. Third place in the team championship. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Get in there for the photo op. Yes, Michelle, you have to be in the photos. You just squirted your way across the whole stage, aren't you? Congratulations, guys. Well done. Afterburner Autosports, great year this year. Congratulations on the victory today as well. Finishing second in the team rankings, with 1 win, 5 podiums, and 15 top 5 positions out of Brownsburg, Indiana. Please welcome Brian Bellardi, accepting for Bellardi honorary. Second place. Folks, last year's championship winning team returned to form here in 2013, notching 10 wins, 17 podiums, 20 top 5s, and their 101st USF2000 win at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca to seal the title honors. Please welcome the dynamic duo, the Cowboys themselves, Nicholas and Dominic King. King Motors Plus, Taylor Racing. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, guys. Congratulations. Well done, gentlemen. Folks, let's move on to our driver awards now. I would like to ask IndyCar driver Tristan Vautier, 2012 Indy Lights and 2011 Pro Monster champion, to assist us here with the next award. If there is proof that the Mazda road to Indy works, is this guy here, folks, Tristan Vautier from Star Mazda, up into the Indy Lights for our Indy Pro Car program in just 2 years. Folks, this driver burst onto the USF2000 scene, finishing second in his debut at Sebring, and got one better to claim his first ever victory in fine fashion at Mid-Ohio. Please welcome your 2013 USF2000 Rookie of the Year, Garrett Grist. Mr. Anderson back up on the stage right now. There you go. I'm told what to do. Trust me. Tammy told women, yes. Sorry. Folks, let's now get into the drivers finishing the top 5 in USF 2000 this year. This driver was acknowledged as being one of the most accomplished sim racers before taking his talents to the actual racetrack. Claiming 3 podium finishes at road and street circuits this season, please welcome your 5th place finisher in the championship, Wyatt Gooden, back to runner-up. Talk about a big weekend for this young driver. After claiming the USF 2000 national class last year, this driver graduated the championship category this season. He entered this weekend 6th in the standings, but 2 sensational drives this weekend to 2nd place has brought him up in the standings to 4th position, folks. Out of the PRL Motorsports camp, give it up for Heinrich Furisak. Folks, this driver was one of only 5 competitors to claim victory this season in this highly competitive USF 2000 field. He also notched an additional 3 podiums and finished off the year with 7 top 5 finishes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Garrett Christ. Folks, as we mentioned earlier, this driver fought back at one stage a 77-point disadvantage to put himself back into the championship hunt this weekend. It's going to happen. Wanted it, just not quite enough. But with 6 wins and 8 total podiums, let's take a look at our championship runner-up. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Neil Alberico for Cable Motorsports, Queen Taylor Racing. Congratulations. Folks, at this time, I would like to invite Chris Pantani, Director of Motorsports for Cooper Tire, to help with our champions presentation. Folks, after running a partial USF 2000 season last year, this driver came back here in 2013 and stepped up to the plate big time. Winning out of the box in the season opener at Sebring, he went on to claim 3 wins in the first 4 races of the year. He then added an additional win and 5 more podiums to his season. And I think the key to his championship was that big win at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, which allowed him to enter this weekend with a 44-point advantage, knowing what he had to do to clinch the title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2013 champion of the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship, powered by Mazda, Scott Harlow. Folks, we have a check here for $383,700. Scott Hargrove will run next year in Pro Mazda thanks to the two Mazda and Cooper tires and the Mazda Road to Indy. Congratulations, Scott. It's an incredible year, and we look so much forward to watching you progress into Pro Mazda. Folks, we have a couple words from our champion. I know that's in the way. I made that decision all on my own.
Yeah. All right, hi everybody. I think I can speak for a lot of racers in this room that when we look back to when we first started racing, whether that be through karts or any other kind of motorsports, we all had the dream of becoming IndyCar drivers. That dream has brought us to where we are now at the Mazda Road to Indy, and we continue to have that dream. However, we've all taken different paths to get here. I used to watch my dad race when I was a kid. He wasn't racing. When he wasn't racing, we were watching some form of racing on TV. I dreamt that one day I would get to be that guy, but I had no idea how you could ever get there. I was sitting on the couch with a bowl of ice cream or something when I was 10, watching the Discovery Channel, and there were a bunch of go-karts whizzing around at speeds I thought couldn't even be possible. At that point, I had no idea what karts were or how I could possibly get the chance to race them. All I knew is it looked like fun, and I would love to do it one day. That day came when I was 13, when after years of asking, my dad brought me a junior Rotax kart, and my mom took me out to the local kart track. I clearly remember leaving the pits and promptly spinning. In the first corner, I encountered. After a few laps and scaring myself thoroughly, I came into the pits and joined my mom, who had been watching nervously from the car. She asked me if I was enjoying myself and reminded me that it was never too late to change my mind about racing. But I think the smile on my face answered her question. 2 years later, I found myself in a Skip Barber car for the first time prior to the scholarship shootout. I won a scholarship and raced in the Skip Barber series for a year. At the end of that season, I wound up in a USF2000 car with JDC at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That was one of the coolest things I've ever done to date. 1 year later, I find myself at the beginning of the 2013 USF2000 Championship racing for Nicholas and Dominic Cape. I had no idea what I was in for, as Nicholas is one of the funniest and goofiest guys I've ever met, and also one of the strangest, which they found out was a pretty good fit for me. And then there's Dominic, whose only response is, "Oh my word," to my best rendition of Josh Turner's "Your Man," and my best "Yeah." I learned two things from these guys this year. Success only comes with hard work, and Nicholas has a much better taste in winning sports teams than Dominic does. But when it comes down to it, they have a serious side. They get down to business and they get a job done. We balance the fun and the serious all year, ultimately leading up to the success we've had as a team. However, it's not just those two that make up Cape Motorsports with Wayne Taylor Racing. Will and Don, I can't thank you guys enough for your hard work. It's been a tremendous pleasure to work with you guys all year. And of course, there's my mechanic Cisco, who is one of the nicest and hardest working guys I've ever met. Thank you so much for everything you've done this year. We did it, buddy. This team seemed to fit like a glove, through and through, including my awesome teammate Neil. All year you pushed me to up my game on the track, and not only that, you showed me how to be a better all-around person. They say hang out with the people you want to be more like, and you're definitely one of those people. I never would have had the opportunity to meet all these great people if there wasn't a great series to race in. Thank you to Dan Anderson and everyone involved in USF2000. Thanks to Mazda, Elite Engines, and everyone from Cooper Tires for making products that let us push every ounce out of the cars for an entire race without the fear of failure. I never once had a mechanical failure all year, taking me out of a session. In this series, not only did the competitors learn how to become better drivers, we have learned how to face adversity and represent ourselves in the best possible manner. These tools come in handy when moving up the Mazda Road to Indy. I know a few Mazda guys were here earlier today, John Doonan, Mo Murray, and Dean Case joining us here today. Thank you guys for everything that you've done to make the Master Road to Indy what it is. This system is second to none, and I'm honored to be part of the Master Speed family. Thank you to my real family as well. Without the support of my parents, I could never have been where I am now. Thank you to Analytic Systems for making a boy's dreams feasible. Michelle Corrigal for all your hard work this year. People have asked me if this championship turned out the way I'd expected it to at the beginning of the season. To be honest, no, not in the slightest, but I did believe it could turn out this way. And that's the second things at the Cape. That's the second real things that I learned from Capes this year. If you don't believe success can be yours, it will never come. So shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Thank you.